السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
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 أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
أشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي فضل الإسلام على سائر الأديان وفضل أمة الإسلام على سائر الأمم وفضل محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم على الخلق أجمعين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له قيوم السماوات والأراضين بعث نبيه محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رحمة للعالمين. وأشهد أن محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عبد الله ورسوله أما بعد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we thank the Almighty Allah for another opportunity to be here. We thank Him for His mercies that He's bestowed upon us. We bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except the Almighty Allah alone. And we bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is His servant and His messenger. Whosoever the Almighty Allah guides is really guided. And anybody who goes astray has nobody to blame but themselves. Today is a Friday, the 29th day of Dhul Hijjah, 1445 years after the Hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which corresponds with the 5th day of July 2024. As a quick reminder, we are still in the Ashhurul Hurum, one of the 4 sacred months on the Islamic calendar. The Almighty Allah tells us in the Quran, "Inna iddata ash-shuhuri 'inda Allahi 12 shahran fi kitabillah, yawma khalaqa as-samawati wal-arda minha arba'atun hurum." That the number of months in the sight of the Almighty Allah are 12. And amongst these 12, there are 4 which are sacred. And the hadith of Abi Bazrat al-Aslami in Sahih Muslim explains to us which 4. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in one of the days of Mina, in a very long hadith, says that inna az-zamana kad istadara ka hay'atihi yawma khalaqa Allahu as-samawati wal ard as-sanatu 12 shahr arba'atun minha hurum thalathun mutawaliyat wa wahidun fard. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam makes us understand that amongst the 12 months that we have as Muslims, there are 4 which are sacred, and 3 of them are in sequence: Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah that we are in today, wa Muharram, the one that technically either tomorrow or Sunday we should be in, Wa Rajabu Mudar, and the Rajab of the tribe of Mudar. So these are the 4 sacred months. And as a Muslim, it's going to be weird that we do not know the months that the Almighty Allah has given us, because in every month there is a source of ibadah, there is a kind of relationship that we develop with the Almighty Allah. In every month there is Siyam Ayyam al-Bid, the fasting of the 13th and the 14th and the 15th of every month. There is Siyam Ashura and Tasu'a, there is Siyam Yawm Arafah. So as a Muslim, if you're not conversant with these months, you'll be losing a lot of deeds, a lot of rewards. That's why it's very, very important that in the homes that we find ourselves in, let's always cherish and always have time for our Islamic calendar. There's nothing wrong with, using the Julian Gregorian calendar to just count dates and then take your salaries. There's nothing wrong with that. But then if we are swallowing everything on the Julian Gregorian calendar, everything that it comes with, all the festivals and all the other stuff that it comes with, then it's very, very dangerous as a Muslim. Because this calendar, this Julian Gregorian calendar, historically, in 4 BC, Augustus Caesar added 2 months to the calendar. They had only 10 months. So he added January and then February to the calendar. And January and February and all the other months are idols that they worship. They commemorate those idols. So January, for example, is from the idol called Janus that had 2 faces. One face was saying farewell to the old year, and the other face was saying welcome into the new year. So as a Muslim, if you go around 31st night, hey, 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 that's what you're doing. You're just welcoming the idol. So you don't need to participate in that. February, from February of February. March, from the Roman god of war called Mars. April, Aprulus. May, Maya. June, Juno. July, Julius Caesar. August, Augustus Caesar. September, 7th month. October, 8th month. November, 9th month. December, 10th month. So this is just a brief, something about the Julian Gregorian calendar. And I think in 1582, Pope Gregory, I think the 10th or the 11th, they realized that scientifically the Julian calendar doesn't match. So they had to add 14 days to the calendar for it to meet what? Scientifically. So 1st of February, the next day was 15th of February. So understand the technicalities around that. But then as Muslims, the Almighty Allah gave us this calendar as a source of ibadah. Because in almost every month, there is a worship that we Muslims engage in. So it's very, very important as Muslims we become conversant with our month, with our calendar, not only for Ramadan. Some of us, we're only interested in the month when it is Ramadan. How many more days to Ramadan? Oh, they're citing the moon today. And after Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr is over. That's it. We are done with the Islamic calendar until next year. It is not encouraging. The Islamic calendar, as we have it, technically tomorrow might be the 1st of Muharram, 1446. We just want to use this opportunity to remind brothers the history behind our calendar and how we are supposed to carry ourselves around. In the 17th year of Hijrah, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari sends Umar bin Khattab a letter that Amir al-Mu'mineen, I have some letters from you. All of them have Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan on them. But I'm not able to differentiate which one comes first. Because historically, the Arabs and majority of the world didn't have a system of dating. The Chinese had it, the Romans had it, the Persians had it. But the Arabs at that time didn't have a systematic system of dating. Maybe the Yemeni tribe of Himyar used to have it, but then they didn't have a systematic system of dating as we have today. So they used events to denote years. So they say the year of the elephant, Amul Fil, 2 years before Amul Fil, 3 years after Amul Fil. So they didn't have that system of dating for them to be able to calculate years chronologically. So Abu Musa sends Umar bin Khattab that I have a couple of letters from you. All of them have Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan on them, but I'm not able to differentiate which one comes first. In another narration, 2 people come to Umar bin Khattab and they said, I had borrowed money from him, and then the one who gave the money said it is time for him to pay, and the one who took the money said it's not time to pay. You said the Ramadan. He said, yes, this Ramadan. He said, no, not this Ramadan, next Ramadan. So they had this conflict, and Umar bin Khattab gathered the Sahaba to find a solution for this problem. They deliberated, they talked back and forth. In the end, they agreed to use the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a starting point. Some of them said, why don't we use
the calendar of the Romans. They said, no, we are an autonomous state. Some of them said, why don't we use the Persian? Some of them said, why don't you even use the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? But they unanimously agree on the hijrah, because the hijrah was that opportunity for the Muslims moving away from a